Welcome to 75 Common Irregular Verbs. Irregular verbs are verbs which do not follow the normal pattern for tenses and past participle. While most English regular verbs use the ending ed for past tense forms, irregular verbs each have their own unique tense forms and past participles. Let's have a look at some examples. Arise, as in problems arise when we do not plan. Arose, problems arose when we didn't plan. Awake, as in I will awake when my alarm goes off. Awoke, I awoke when my alarm went off. Bear, as in they bear the weight of the large box as they carry it upstairs. Bore, they bore the weight of the box as they carried it upstairs. Become, as in he wants to become an amazing athlete. Became, he became an amazing athlete. Behold, the sight is one to behold. Beheld, the sight was one we beheld. Bend, Sammy can bend the ruler. Bent, Sammy bent the metal ruler. Bind, they will bind the sticks together. Bound, they bound the sticks together. Bleed, after falling he started to bleed. Bled, after falling this morning he bled. Bring, please bring a bottle to the party. Brought, he brought a bottle to the party. Buy, I went to the shops to buy a book. Bought, at the shops we bought a book. Catch, I jumped up to catch the ball. Caught, I jumped up and caught the ball. Choose, he had to choose one of the cards. Chose, he chose one of the cards. Cling, Tim continued to cling onto the mountain face. Clung, Tim clung to the mountain face. Creep, Laura would creep through the forest. Crept, Laura crept through the forest. Deal, James will deal the cards. Dealt, James dealt the cards. Dig, he needed to dig in the flower bed. Dug, he dug up the flower bed. Dive, He wanted to dive in the sea. Dove. He dove in the sea. Dream. He hoped he would dream tonight. Dreamt. He dreamt last night. Drink. After finishing the race, he will drink his water. Drank. After finishing the race, he drank his water. Dwell. He was going to dwell on this news for some time. Dwelt. He dwelt on the news for some time. Fall. He took a fall at the park and hurt his knee. Fell. He fell at the park and hurt his knee. Feed. They got to feed the baby goats. Fed. They fed the baby goats. Fight. The two boxers will fight this evening. Fought. The two boxers fought this evening. Flee. After hearing a noise, the rabbits flee. Fled. After hearing a noise, the rabbits fled. Fly. The plane was about to fly above our house. Flew. The plane flew above our house. Foresee. I couldn't foresee any issues. Foresaw. I foresaw many issues. Forget. I thought I would forget my keys. Forgot. I forgot my keys. Freeze. I will freeze the water to make ice cubes. Froze. I froze the water into ice cubes. Grind. Tina would grind the meat into small pieces. Ground. Tina ground the meat into small pieces. Handwrite. I needed to handwrite my letter. Handwrote. I handwrote my letter. Hang. I needed to hang my washing on the line. Hung. I hung my washing on the line. Have. I have a good idea. Had. I had a good idea. Hide. Connor wanted to hide first. Hid. Connor went and hid first. Hurt. I am worried that I will hurt myself. Hurt. Earlier I hurt myself. Kneel. Mrs. Smith would kneel down and comfort a child. Knelt. Mrs. Smith knelt down and comforted a child. No, I know the names of all the capitals. I knew the names of all of the capitals. Lay. Steve needed to lay on the hospital bed. Laid. Steve laid on the hospital bed. Lean. While he was waiting, he would lean against the wall. Leant. While he waited, he leant against the wall. Leave. They had to leave a tip. Left. They left a tip. Lend. She was hoping that her friend would lend her some money. Lent. Her friend lent her some money. Light. Mum needed to light the candles. Lit. Mum lit the candles. Lose. He was hoping to lose weight. Lost. He lost weight. Mislead. She told a lie to mislead him. Misled. She lied and misled him. Mistake. There was no mistake this time. Mistook. He mistook them for his friends. Misunderstand. He was starting to misunderstand the message in the story. Misunderstood. He misunderstood the message in the story. Overhear. She could overhear her friends talking about her. Overheard. She overheard her friends talking about her. Overtake. Sam will overtake James on the next lap. Overtook. Sam overtook James during the last lap. Quit. He is going to quit his job. Quit. Earlier today he quit his job. Read. I will read this book from cover to cover. Read. I read this book from cover to cover. Ring. The phone started to ring. Rang. The phone rang. Rise. The sun will rise at 7 a.m. Rose. The sun rose at 7 a.m. Say. Tim would say snap before others in the game. Said. Tim said snap before others in the game. Seek. I will seek help from my boss. Sought. I sought help from my boss. Shine. The sun will shine through the windows. Shone. The sun shone through the windows. Shoot. He would shoot the basketball until it got dark. Shot. He shot the basketball until it got dark. Shrink. The size of the ice will shrink as it gets warm. Shrank. The size of the ice shrank as it got warm. Sink. The stone will sink if I drop it. Sank. The stone sank after I dropped it. Sleep. I hoped I would sleep all night. Slept. I slept all night. Spring. I will spring into action. Sprang. I sprang into action. Sting. The bee will sting people if it feels in danger. Stung. The bee stung the person. Swim. I will swim to the side of the pool. Swam. I swam to the side of the pool. Swing. Amelia will swing the bat at the ball. Swung. Amelia swung the bat at the ball. Tear. Tony will tear pieces of paper for each player. Tore. Tony tore pieces of paper for each player. Tell. Tim will tell you what happened. Told. Tim told you what happened. Throw. Noah would throw the ball at Kyle. Threw. Noah threw the ball at Kyle. Undergo. The caterpillar will undergo a great change. Underwent. The caterpillar underwent a great change. Undertake. He will undertake his responsibilities with great care. Undertook. He undertook his responsibilities with great care. Wake. The toddler went to wake his mum. Woke. The toddler woke his mum. Weave. Sam would weave the material out of wool. Wove. Sam wove the material out of wool. Wind. Cinderella will wind the wool around the spindle. Wound. Cinderella wound the wool around the spindle. Withdraw. He was starting to withdraw from busy places. Withdrew. He withdrew from going to busy places. Withhold. Zoe continued to withhold the truth. Withheld. Zoe withheld the truth. Withstand. The building made of bricks will withstand the wolf's puffs. Withstood. The building made of bricks withstood the wolf's puffs. Wring. After washing, he would wring out the excess water. Wrung. After washing, he wrung out the excess water.